Hi, I'm JP Ferraro. Welcome to Light Forum. We talk to creative people around the world. Today I'm going to be talking about Sony's new FX9 camera. This camera was released in early part of 2020 and it is amazing. I own one. I'm going to be using it on some documentaries and promotionals that I'll be doing, so watch for those videos. Today though, we're going to focus on the features of this camera and how awesome it is. So my friend Rich Golish, who has been a director of photography for 25 plus years, he's going to talk to us about what makes the FX9 so great. How long you've been working in the industry?
Well, I've been working as a DP videographer for over 25 years. I shoot commercials, I shoot documentaries, I do some corporate video, I do some music, I do some sports. So it's a freelance DP, pretty much it's the whole gamut.
So you use a variety of different camera models, not just Sony.
I have Canon products, I have Sony products, I even have Panasonic products, and I don't have a Blackmagic. But that's okay. And mostly I do that because I have, Coke people that don't like Pepsi. I've got Marriott people that won't stay at a Hyatt. So I will say that my favorite manufacturer is Sony. I like the fact that there is a viewfinder. I like the fact that it's got a shoulder mount. I don't like the Canon tallness. I don't like the fact that once I buy the camera, I've got to get an eyepiece. I've got to get a shoulder rig. I love the fact that I can buy one of these cameras and put it on my shoulder and start shooting. I come from the very beginning of F cameras, starting with the F900, which was probably the first video camera that started looking like film in terms of dynamic range. They actually shot a Star Wars movie with that particular camera.
So Rich and I were able to get our cameras a little bit earlier than a lot of other people, and that's thanks to Peak Media, a local vendor. Rich has worked with Peak Media for many years. Why do you like them?
Any opportunity that you can buy locally, I think it's advantageous in a number of respects. Mostly, if something should go wrong with your camera, and you've got a personal contact with a Sony rep, you could possibly get a loaner. My particular Sony rep with Peak Media has got me expedited repairs. It's worth it and not have to deal with the big box retailer who just sends you something, shows it on your doorstep.
So Rich, what do you love about this camera? How is it better than FS7 and some others that you've been using? There's
a couple of key features that this camera has that almost no other cameras have in the marketplace. The out-of-the-box S-Cinetone look. So far in my testing, I've gotten some stunning results. Brought the camera footage into a colorist, and we looked at the tonality, and I have to say that the flesh tones, just the warmness, a little bit of contrastiness was just very, very pleasant. So the color science comes from its big brother, the Venice, a really great movie making camera. And so they've taken that technology and you've incorporated it into this camera. So if you don't want to do any grading at all and you just want to have a really great looking picture with a dynamic looking image, the S-Cinematone is really, really, really pleasant.
So many different record formats in this camera. Rich, what are you liking about it?
So another unique thing about this camera is it's actually a camera with a 6K sensor. It doesn't shoot in 6K, it shoots in 4K. But when you downsample a 6K image to 4K, you get a very robust 4K image. It also has the ability to shoot in Super 35. So if you've got some lenses that are not full frame, you have the opportunity to still use those Super 35 lenses. They've done some very unique things to this camera that they haven't done in any other camera. The dual ISO I find is a really fantastic feature. I love the fact that if you're in S-Log and you're in a low light situation, you can go all the way up to 4000 ISO. I saw a demo with Alistair Chapman shooting Northern Lights with the base ISO at 4000, and you could see all the colors of the Northern Lights as well as the stars twinkling, and there was no noise. So the low light capability is really great. That is really nice to have. Not many cameras. I think there's only one camera out there that's a dual ISO. This camera's fast hybrid autofocus is stunning and great for shallow depth of field interview situations where maybe you've got somebody rocking and it's just going to be almost impossible to follow that particular person in focus. Electronically, this camera is going to really do a great job. Electronically, it locks onto the eyes and it just tracks focus just perfectly. So it's a nice little tool to have in your toolbox should you need to track somebody, even in interview situations where someone is moving a lot. I'm going to let the camera do that work for me. The handle has been actually part of the FS7 series since the beginning 5 years ago. But in this particular FX9 model, they borrowed the actual grip from the FS5. It's a little smaller, a little snugger, feels better in your hand. There's some little ribbing for, I think, a little better grip. So another nice thing that they did with the FX9 is they upgraded the viewfinder to a more high resolution. The FS7 was adequate. It did an okay job, and so true to Sony's credit, they got a lot of user feedback that people were wanting something a little bit higher resolution. So any Sony EMAT lens is going to communicate directly with the body itself. And so you're going to get all those auto functions, you're going to get iris functions on the handle, direct communication from the lens to the camera that you don't get with the other Canons, I guess, and some of the other.
I've been really enjoying my camera too, been doing a lot of different tests, and you've seen some of that B-roll as we've been talking. So I'm going to be taking my camera on a trip to Thailand and Burma and be shooting a number of projects. So look forward to sharing more of that, showing you just how great this camera is. So thanks for watching and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.